On a dark night, kindled in love with yearnings, oh, happy chance, I went forth without being observed, my house being now at rest. In darkness and secure, by the secret ladder, disguised, oh, happy chance, in darkness and in concealment, my house being now at rest. In the happy night, in secret, when none saw me, nor I beheld aught, without light or guide, save that which burned in my heart. This light guided me, more surely than the light of noonday, to the place where he, well I knew who, was awaiting me, a place where none appeared. Oh, night that guided me. Oh, night more lovely than the dawn. Oh, night that joined, beloved with lover, lover transformed in the beloved. Upon my flowery breast, kept holy for himself alone, there he stayed sleeping, and I caressed him, and the fanning of the cedars made a breeze. The breeze blew from the turret, and I parted his locks. With his gentle hand, he wounded my neck, and caused all my senses to be suspended. I remained, lost in oblivion. My face I reclined on the beloved. All ceased, and I abandoned myself, leaving my cares forgotten among the lilies. The end. I was directed to this poem by someone after describing my own existential crisis, and I find it fascinating that people were writing about such experiences and such philosophies a very long time ago, hundreds of years ago. This one by St. John of the Cross, estimated to be written between 1577 and 1579. In modern day, the term is kind of used, and I've understood it to refer to, again, existential crises or just a difficult period in one's life. But in this poem, it more specifically refers to the path to discovering God or knowing God, and to kind of the nature of that destination being unknowable, and the path being unknowable, where this person in the poem is kind of guided in darkness by their heart, and they come upon the beloved or God, who then suspends all their senses, and they then are removed of all of their cares, and I guess theoretically this is when they come to truly know God, and it's apparently based on another earlier work, The Cloud of Unknowing, written in Middle English, again about this similar idea that the way to know God is to abandon consideration of God's activities and attributes, and one needs to surrender their ego to the realm of unknowing, at which point one can glimpse the nature of God. And I find this all very interesting. Me not being a religious person, I find this whole experience really relatable in terms of just kind of trying to understand life itself. I'd say I've been in some form of existential crises for most of my adult life, and kind of all based upon this need to know, this need to have a destination, and this need to kind of understand the path. And I think I'm coming to more of an understanding and surrendering to the realm of unknowing, in that, I always expected there to be a specific path to become enlightened or to understand life, and I expected there to be some sort of destination once that happens. But my understanding now, reading this poem and through my experiences, is more that it's not, you don't gain anything after having a dark night or going through a dark night. You eventually accept or surrender to the unknowing. But again, it's not really a destination per se, and there's no real path to get there. You kind of just have to go through it. Yeah, again, that kind of relates to how the senses are suspended in this poem. Again, I find any attempt to kind of grasp or use senses or thought to understand life, or understand and think your way out of your troubles or to understand yourself, they all turn out to be kind of futile. And it's only once you kind of suspend all of that that you gain some sort of understanding. So it's interesting that the same philosophy exists and was most likely derived from religious writings. Again, these experiences can endure for a very long time. On Wikipedia, it says St. Paul of the Cross endured it for 45 years. Um, and Mother Teresa had an extensive case of this dark night lasting from 1948 to 1997. So again, I'm may not be really something that, until we all really truly surrender to the fact that we don't know what we think we know and we can't know what we want to know. This crises can kind of last or linger within us for our whole lives, perhaps until we kind of face that unknowing and just kind of surrender to it. And again, not expecting there to be any destination or gaining anything from that, but and not trying to pursue any sort of path towards that, but just understanding that the only way to truly know is to surrender to the unknowing. So, interesting idea. I'd love to hear any of your thoughts on this, and if there's any related writings you'd like to hear as well. Thanks for listening.